company. I started the company in December 2020, y'all. So
Okay.
Oh,
arguably the worst time to start a business, but it worked really well for me. People were at home.
wow.
People were thinking about their spaces differently.
Yeah.
Y'all know we were all just looking around.
Yep.
Listen.
And so it was a perfect time for me. I had wanted to start the business, I would say, for a few years. And
Okay.
it was just, I no longer had the excuse. I had started to casually post things on my personal Instagram
Mhm.
that I was just doing around the house. And it was on overdrive that year for obvious reasons. And people got interested. They
Yep.
started asking me questions and can you help me? And I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, for a fee,
For a low, low
right?
Okay.
Like
price.
if I'm
Okay.
because for me, I look at my time. It's valuable.
Yes, it
Everybody's
is.
is. But I have a family, and I want to make
Hmm.
sure that if I leave my home, I'm bringing something back to my family. So that's really what it comes down to.
Mhm.
So I launched really by just saying, pressing my Instagram button. That was how I launched my business.
Okay.
Nice.
Very just casually, and it's just grown ever since then. But I would say it was in my heart for a while.
Okay.
It was in my heart for a
What
while.
makes you
That's awesome.
passionate about organizing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where does
yeah.
it come from?
Yeah, so this is my story. My parents may have a different one, a more accurate one. I've
Listen,
always been tidy, so I was always noticeably interested
that's
in
your
my
ver. I love
space.
your version of see what had happened was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like I've always been tidy, so I don't think anyone who has known me is surprised that I'm doing this, right?
Okay.
Okay.
It's not, yeah, it's not a shock. But for me, as far as like why I started to do this, and I mentioned 2020 for a specific reason. Like I had been organizing before that. I had done a few like friends' places, but during 2020, for a lot of us, it was so hard, right? Like we're at home, we're forced to just like deal with things, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can't run away. You got to talk to the people in your
Mhm.
house. Everything is just there and present. And I was very stressed, y'all. Like I just got to a point where I was just overly stressed. And I started to realize how much therapy it was for me to organize. Like
Mm.
it wasn't just to maintain my house. I felt really good when
Mm.
things were organized. Like it would even be to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't feel good. Let me go and clear off this counter. And I would
Mhm.
Yes.
like note it was like an instant
Yeah.
impact on my mental health and my wellness. So that was a huge part of what pushed me because I'm like, if it feels that good for me, it's got to be something to this for other people.
Mhm.
And admittedly, I had organized my whole house, and my husband was like, "You got to do something else. You got to do other, like what else
You
are you
ran
going
out
to
of things to
organize?"
Listen,
organize.
there's nothing else for you to do
So,
here.
but that was really what pushed me was
Mm.
Okay.
just feeling that mental health and wellness connection and wanting to show others and be in partnership with other people to do that
Yeah.
and how transformative and impactful it was for my own life. I mentioned I had two kids. There is no way. Like my life would be upside down all around if we weren't as organized as we
Mhm.
are. And I saw it happen a few different times. With our second child, I was really sick, like
Okay.
pretty much bed rest
Mhm.
for like 5 months.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
know it was intense, right? She's the end. She made it. I
Aw.
learned. I'm like I'm done. But during that time, like my husband had to do everything. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
Mm.
everything. And I look back and I'm like, man, if this wasn't labeled, if this
Mhm.
wasn't clear, if this
Oh
like it would have
wow.
been so difficult to even like
Navigate.
share those roles because
Yeah.
often we, as women, we kind of, and this is just me sharing, but typically women kind of manage their
Yeah.
homes and
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I had things in a place for him to be able to pick it up and run with it. And
Yep.
even when I'm gone, right? Like when I'm gone, this weekend I was
Oh.
gone.
And to feel successful
And
at it as well.
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
our kids don't feel that then, right? And that
Mhm.
translates to anyone. That's just not me. But if you were ill and needed your
Yeah.
mama
Yeah.
or someone to come in, organization allows you to get help and to,
Mhm.
That I never thought about it that way, but
Mhm.
that's absolutely true because everyone has tribal knowledge in their own home
Yeah,
because you know where
absolutely.
your
Yep.
stuff is,
oh
right?
goodness, right?
Mhm.
But
Under this,
like
over here,
Yeah.
no,
ain't
but
nobody else
to the
follow that.
point that you're making, both of my parents ended up having COVID really bad, and I actually ended up having to admit them into the hospital,
Mm.
right? And so me and my sister were like, "Oh, we gonna come over, we gonna clean." And my stepmom is highly organized,
Mhm.
right? So when I went in there, it looked like a frat house. So I was like, "Oh, y'all sick, sick."
Oh yeah.
Mm.
It
You
was
know,
yeah.
y'all is sick, sick. And when I tell y'all, I was like, "Now where is the bleach?" Like, because it makes sense for her where it is. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So it was just like the little things where it's like, so a lot of stuff, me and my sister were like, we just finna go buy it. Because I ain't got time.
All new
Okay.
stuff.
But you
I
bring up a good point. People end up rebuying stuff if they
Yeah.
can't find
exactly.
it.
Yep.
Right.
So
Because
yeah.
it's just like, well, it's just easier.
Yep.
But how much time and money did we waste, right? If
Yeah.
if stuff was labeled and stuff was where it should be, which is how it is in my house. No, I'm just playing.
Mhm. And listen, that's the part.
But no,
So
that's a good
funny.
point. Like it makes it easier for someone to just kind of help,
It does.
right, and fill in those gaps.
It
Yeah. I
does.
like the connection that you make to mental health and the ability to be organized and what that looks like. So I had the opportunity to see Ashley at the Stream and Dream event that happened here
Yeah.
in Milwaukee. She put on a really great
Yes, that's
presentation, and I was
amazing.
like, "This is so good! Like, she got to come on a podcast." But you were with another young lady that's a therapist, yes?
Dr. Leah Knox. Shout out to
Yes,
Dr.
shout out to
Knox.
Dr. Leah Knox. She was also amazing. And it was just a great like eye opener of something that I didn't know I needed, but I'm so glad that I was there.
Yeah.
Because I too, like, I'm in my house, it's like, okay, well, I know where stuff is, like this works. But after hearing you speak about being organized, like it put some things into perspective for me, like just the mental health of it. Like maybe that's why I feel so depressed because my room is messy. Like this is why. So now I really make it a habit that my space is clean. Like my room is clean, my bed is made, like everything has a place, and I try to keep it in that place. Now when my son come home, different story, baby. Like I was just yelling at him before I
And she gets
left.
so pissed every week. Like,
Oh my God. I'd be like, can you just live somewhere else for the time being? Because you messing up my space.
Well, it's different with kids though, right? So I have little ones too. And I mean, we do have to be cognizant of age related,
yeah.
right? And so appropriately, we can
Oh,
hold them accountable for different things. Believe it or not, my 3-year-old, she's actually really good.
aw.
She's really good. Obviously she sees me organized all the time,
Mm-hmm.
so she's really into it. But I think kids can pick up on little things, even if it's just saying, "Hey, after you finish with your cars, put them all back in this
Mm-hmm.
bin." Right? Like, don't make it overly
Yep.
complicated, but that accountability and building that responsibility, because we're pouring into our kids now with the hope that they will be responsible adults,
Yeah.
right? So we can pour it. Them, it may not all, bloom right now, but
Ooh,
believe you're
child.
planting the seeds.
Hopefully it's planted because my son is 13 and I'll be like, all right, like get this up.
Listen.
Like, bro, he leave a trail. Like I know when he's
Not
home
a trail.
because it's a whole trail. And I'm like, all right, he's here.
But I did want to get back to your earlier point, that conversation. So Dr. Knox and I, since that conversation, and that was our first time
Oh
meeting.
wow.
Like
It was amazing.
I've known of her, and when I was provided that opportunity, which I can tell y'all, and I know y'all are women of faith, so you get this. I didn't really know what this meant for me. Like I started this business.
Mm,
I didn't have a business plan. I
Mm.
didn't have nothing. I literally just posted on my Instagram. That was me
Wow.
launching my business. And I just trusted God to I know he has my steps ordered, right? So I just feel like I've been walking this thing out, and
yes.
the mental health piece was really strong for me, but I didn't know how to articulate it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I didn't get what I was trying to pour out,
Yes.
but I knew that I felt that strongly, and I just started to tell people. I just started to tell people,
Yeah.
like, I really see this link between health and our
Yeah,
homes,
for
and
sure.
Yeah.
y'all would not believe. So that opportunity was just from me telling a friend,
Wow.
like,
Interesting.
I don't know what this is, but I want to explore this, and I think this is transformative. She's like, "Yep, come talk about it."
Okay.
And after that, now me and Dr. Knox have committed to partner and explore this
Oh,
together. So we're studying right now, but we're gonna
I
have some
Nice.
love
really cool things
that. I
coming out
love the
I
collab.
to
love it
have
too.
that
And I would like
perspective.
to
Yes.
see what
Yeah,
you all come up with of
Yes.
what how it is linked together because I know
absolutely.
there is
I'm
some
gonna tell you
some
how it's
link.
linked
Yeah.
together. And not that I'm a therapist, because honey, I'm not. Okay, but I'm gonna tell. So, have you guys ever heard of the Enneagram
Hmm.
assessment? It's
I
like a
have.
Mhm.
personality test. Okay, so I'm a big fan,
Big fan.
big fan of the Enneagram. I am a 4,
Mhm.
Okay.
right? Which is
She used to have a cup that said I'm a 4.
I'm a
I still
1,
got.
I think.
Okay, yeah,
Almost
I know you're
positive
a
I'm a
one.
1.
I know
Okay.
you're a one.
I think
I'm
I
gonna
was like a
tell you.
real one
Oh,
too.
you a 1-1, honey.
That is
You the
funny.
ones of all the ones.
So I synced
She
it.
called me out. She called me out.
Okay, I synced it.
I dare. I was gonna tell you was one, but you
Okay.
already
You was
know.
gonna read it
So,
to me
oh, yeah,
anyway. Okay.
absolutely. But so the 4, there are different different Enneagrams will call them different things, but one of the classifications is that they're unique,
Mhm.
right? And one of the things about them is that they can get depressed, right? Like they tend to have different things in their lives, which I have shared at the event, honey.
Listen.
Right. But my opposite, or the arrow, goes from 4 to 1.
Mm.
And literally that's how I get out
Mm.
of depression.
Gotcha.
Literally.
All right, we gonna stop right here
See, I
because we're
told
about
you
to
she
go
was
to
gonna be
our
that
new
was
break.
good.
It was good, but this is a good break. So we will be right back with Brunch with Bestie Show. Thank you for tuning in.
The creator, owner, founder of the Tailored Life. And we were
Mhm.
just talking about the Enneagram. And I was just saying how I can't say this for everyone, right? But for number fours in particular.
Mhm.
So we had a woman come to our organization to, she taught like 3 different classes. And the final one ended with the Enneagram assessment. And then she'll come back and like check in with us. And she's also a number 4.
Oh wow.
And it got to the point because, first you learn the Enneagram and then you learn what all the arrows mean. And literally, she was like, no, 1 is how you come out of when you're being, because, every number has their best traits and worst traits, right?
Mhm.
So number 4, they can get depressed, right? And 1 is how they get out. They organize, they
Mm.
structure. That's what they do to it's healing, it's therapeutic,
Mm.
right? It's like, oh, I can have control over something. Whatever I was in despair about, right? Let me put some structure, some order to it. So I love
That's
the
good.
link, and I love that you have that collaboration
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
because it will be healing.
Absolutely.
and
for a
we're
lot of
looking
people.
forward to it. It's humbling for us because again, we didn't know what we were doing. We just following again what we feel compelled to do. But after that, and again, this is how I know it's God because I would never even know to look this up. I found out about an institute. So it's called the Institute for Challenging Disorganization. And
Mm.
this is
Interesting.
what the organization does, y'all. So it's
Shut up.
literally
Wow.
an academic, research-based institute that basically helps related professions. So it would be organizers, but also therapists, counselors, community
Hmm.
counselors. There's people who work with seniors and elder, like you name it, just a bunch of different professions, looking at how you help people with pre-existing challenges such as ADHD, anxiety, depression, hoarding disorder, which is now
Wow.
officially
Yeah.
classified. And so I spent 2 weekends ago at a conference for that,
Wow.
digging into more of like the research links behind this.
Wow.
I'm reading a really thick book right now on
Listen.
those links. So it is very researched, very
Mm.
well backed. So the things that we just kind of anecdotally
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
and feel are absolutely human
Facts.
experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
and facts. So
Wow.
you're not alone when you talk. It's like, man, like, but it can be a flip of a switch
Yep.
almost to regain that control, like you're talking about too.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. That is so interesting. And I love how Black people are, starting to take up these avenues of things that we were aware of because these are things that we probably were doing anyway, but now there's like names to it, there's
Names to it, right?
institutes for it. Like I think that that's super dope because we were kind of touching on that at the streaming dream, like people were asking about like hoarding and all kinds of things, and wow,
And you heard
that's
me say I didn't know, right? Like
yeah.
I'm very quick to with clients who I've had prior to this year who were hoarding.
Mhm.
I always refer them out.
Mm.
It
Mm.
is my ultimate goal. I'm not just running a business to run a business. I'm running a business to see people's lives change, right?
For
Right.
sure.
And I want to make sure I'm the best person to partner with them. And if I'm not, I would refer
Listen.
clients. And so now I'm at a point I don't know, and I'm okay saying I don't know this because I'm exploring, but I want to have the information to be able to do whatever again it is God is asking me to do in this
Mm.
space. But there are people who specialize to serve and support people with hoarding disorder,
Wow.
both kind of the terminal and their situational hoarding. I
Mhm.
mean, you have people who have a loss,
Mhm.
right? And they may
Mm.
acquire things from a loved one, or they may
Wow.
have, I don't know, lose a job and experience
Yep.
depression.
Mhm.
So there's these situational components
Hmm.
of hoarding as well.
Wow, wow,
I never knew that
wow.
there was a such thing as situational hoarding. Now I'm like, am I a situational hoarder?
That is
And
true.
you might be. I mean, so admittedly, hoarding gets this like bad rap. Like people think of
Yes.
Yeah, the
because of the
show. They
show.
think of
Because
the
the show, when
show.
you think of it,
The
it's
show
so
Yes.
has
extreme.
made it so intense
Yes.
and
It
extreme.
has. They think of the show.
And I think it's
But I do
not.
collect some things.
And that's
Yeah.
at the basic, like the definition of it
Yeah.
is keeping more than you like need, right? Like it's a
Gotcha.
very basic definition, but the way we've seen it is so intense. And of course, there
Extreme.
are hoarding
Yeah.
disorders, but I mean, admittedly, we all probably have
Mhm.
some hoarding tendencies.
Bracelets.
T-shirts.
Okay.
Listen,
Let me tell you
call it
something.
out.
Yes.
It's the charms for me.
It's the t-shirt. Like I have so many t-shirts. It don't make sense. Like why?
Listen.
Why you have so many t-shirts?
But that awareness is key because
I
you
have
can
an
begin to work
armoire
through
full of
it.
bracelets.
An armoire. Okay, we can talk
but
about
they're
that.
organized. Okay.
Oh God.
But see, you bring up
Can
a
I get
really
credit for them being
you
organized?
you can get credit.
A few brownie points for you.
But you bring up such a good point because I was, like I said, I was always tidy, right? Like I
Mhm.
led with saying I was tidy, I was organized, but I realized I was organizing a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Like
Mm.
I hadn't really grasped the
Right.
concept of decluttering
Mm.
and what it
Yes.
meant to only live with what I needed, what I used, and what I loved. That's different.
Yeah.
So back in
Wow.
like, I don't know, I'm gonna say maybe it was like 2018 or so, I turned one bedroom into a closet.
Mhm.
And I did that because I would buy stuff and I already had it.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
Yep.
literally, it would be very close to the same thing. Like maybe there's a pocket on this one, or this one's long sleeve, or that one's short, or this one has, blue stitching. But it will be like, but like if I wore one day and wore the second one the second day, you would think it's the same thing.
Yep.
Mm.
Right. There were times, but then I used to tell myself, well, I must really like it if I bought it twice. Right. That just proves that I doubled down on liking
We are
it.
really good at like
Girl, we
just
so good at convincing ourselves and lying to ourselves. It's the lying for me.
Jesus.
But I was like, I'm gonna organize so
Mm.
that I can see everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then everything was organized by color and season, and like items became together. And then that's when I was like, okay, you got a lot of stuff. And then I started selling things on Poshmark. And now I have a rule where I can only buy from that pot of money. I can only buy
Ah,
clothes
I love that.
from that pot of money. So that's how I
Yeah,
control.
you give yourself some boundaries.
Those are the boundaries. Because
Absolutely.
if not, your girl will swipe.
Yeah, but good
I'm
for
a
you.
swiper.
Like to
Yeah.
me,
Okay.
that's the self-awareness that I'm partnering with my clients
Mhm.
to get. It just takes sometimes other people seeing that. So the fact that you were able to like
Yeah. I
say
was like,
that,
this
like,
is a hot
okay, y'all, I got
mess.
an issue going on here. Let me,
Mhm.
and I think what you did is so beautiful where you're like, I can't see it. Let me get my eyes on it.
Expose it.
Let me sell what I'm not using. Those are all things that you doing better than you
Okay.
over here letting
That
on
was just
to.
on clothes. Now, now the bracelets, I just organized those. I was like, listen.
But there are no
But I
boundaries.
but I do
No, just
tell
kidding.
myself, I was like, okay, you can only, so I have one of the bracelets that I have on is a destination bracelet. So I tell myself, you can only buy the charm when you're there. Well, if you go to that
Mm-hmm.
country, buy the charm and that's
Yep.
it. And I tell myself that's the only souvenir.
Mm.
Because I used to go to every place that I would travel, I would always go to their Harley Davidson because Harley puts the country or the
Yeah.
city.
Nice.
But then I had like, first of all, who wearing all these shirts?
It's
Me.
not
No, I'm just kidding.
possible.
It
And
ain't
that's the
possible.
thing. It's not humanly
It's not
possible.
Yeah.
possible.
And our attention span so quick, we gonna want something
Exactly.
new. You
Then
know?
I used to always buy shot glasses too. And then my kitchen made me look like an alcoholic. So I was like, oh my God.
Not even
Like,
using
That
them.
is
They're
somebody,
just
funny.
yeah, oh, they're
there.
just collecting dust. I'm
Yeah,
not
not
using
even
them.
using
But
them.
somebody came over and they was like, dang, like, would you be? I was like, I don't even really drink like that.
At all.
You know?
That's when you take the picture. So it's so funny. So I have so many techniques for this, y'all. So y'all have to stop me because I
Yes.
clearly
No,
can
give us
talk
a
about
technique.
this.
Please,
Help us.
please
Heal
help.
us today.
But again, I want to applaud your self-awareness because a lot of people don't recognize that they're doing that, right? And so I think it's really important to recognize those triggers. You're like, okay, when I go out of town, I'm going to want to buy this, this, this. Let me limit that. But what I would encourage people to do then is take a picture because you can't really maximize space. Now we got the cloud, so you can put your
Mhm.
picture with your shot glass or whatever it is that you find, that is your collectible.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens is we do get to a point where it's like you can't use it. You really can't even enjoy, like you can't enjoy
It's
it, which is
not
the reason we
possible.
it's
Yes.
just not humanly possible. And because I know I can talk to you as women of faith, I think this is also an extension of how we show up for gratitude, like how grateful
Yes.
Mm.
we are for the things that God has given us,
Mm-hmm.
that we have to be good stewards of our resources. And that's
Yes.
Mm.
every resource, time, money, right?
All of them.
So to me, this is an extension of that. And that's why I wouldn't have 40 shot glasses. I'm like, I can't
Listen.
even, God, I can't.
Mhm.
So let me, whenever I get that urge, invest in something, just find something to replace it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Um, and find the root. That's the other, and that's why I'm so interested in this mental health
Help
work.
us.
Yes.
Yes, I
That's
would love
good.
to figure out what
What
the
the root.
root is because I'm not there yet, but I am at boundary. So I tell myself,
Mm-hmm.
you get to buy one charm
Mhm.
and you get to take as many photos as you would like because that's gonna
That's
last.
that's
Mhm.
what's gonna last.
The
And you
rest of
can
that
store those
stuff, and you
endlessly.
can store those because I would come back. Well, first of all, I can't even fit the stuff in my suitcase, and then what we doing with it? Putting it
Mhm.
away. Don't
Mm.
have room in the closet.
Yeah.
So no, it's a waste.
It is. It is. And I mean, I know I can be super candid with y'all. I'm not always just like candid with my my clients because I'm working through this and partnering. But yeah, your space is only so much. So you
Yeah.
come back like, where is this going? Often I work with people and it's like, it's not the stuff necessarily. It's like you gotta have your space. How do I put it? Your space can only take so much. So you
Mm.
have to base how much stuff you have based on how much space. And I would say less because I think it's okay to have white space. I don't know where
Mm.
we kind of get it all. Get
Okay,
like that
that's
every
That's
no,
cabinet.
good.
that's awesome
That is good.
because when I moved into this one place where I had more space, I felt the
You
need
wanted
to
to fill it
fill it
up.
up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel now in my house too. Like the
Yes.
ceilings are so high. Like everything is so big
That's exactly what
where
it
I'm
was.
just
It was
like,
high
this is
ceilings. It
empty
was
in
an
here.
abundance of space, and I was only one person.
Yeah.
And I was moving out of like a one bedroom,
Yep.
whatever. So I was just like, I need, even though it's like technically you're one person. So why do you even need all these plates and glasses and cutlery? Like
You don't.
It's okay to
you
have that
probably need
space.
one set of something, but no, you want. Well, in case I want to change it to this color or that, like,
Yep.
why do
And
we
that's
do
when
that?
you add artwork or plants or other things
See,
to
I
like
don't, I
give
don't
your
like plants
space.
though. I don't like
So
plants attract
admittedly,
spiders.
yeah, you got to be careful. Certain types, you're right, but you can get faux plants. There's really nice faux plants.
There
You can get
See,
some
are.
dust
I
spray
do
and
have I do have some nice faux
yeah.
plants. That's true. That you are indeed
So
correct.
when we were talking about the root, I don't know the root to
Okay.
every challenge
I'm like,
or
diagnose us.
but I'll give you so like one of my favorite people in the space is Christine Platt. She's the Afro
Okay.
minimalist. That's her book and that's her and I think
Oh
I even mentioned her when I was talking.
wow.
Um and she talks a lot about like for example, shopping on Saturdays. So I don't know about y'all when I was little and I can resonate with this. We used to go to the mall. I mean, the
Mhm.
malls used to be jumping when we were little.
Yo,
Now I
yeah.
know we don't
Not so
always
much. Amazon.
Amazon.
Amazon took
Prime.
over.
So we don't really go to the mall as
Yep.
much, but it used to be an event.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
we used to look forward
Yep.
to it. We were going to spend all day there, even if we didn't need anything.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it brought good feelings and emotions, right? So she talks about how she had to work herself out of over consumerism because
Mm.
she associated such positive emotions with
Mm.
shopping, spending time with her mom. So she had to replace that
Mm.
because it's not that it's negative to it's like, but
Right.
we're probably there's something else
It's
there.
serving something.
Yes.
That's
So
good.
Otherwise, you
a
wouldn't
lot
do
of
it.
that you have to unpack yourself or with a licensed
Mhm.
professional. I can introduce some questions. I am not qualified to get to the root, but I think when we find the root, that's the power where we can
Mhm.
make that change
Yeah.
in behavior.
Mm.
As far as I got was I was like, well, like I always talk about how my dad has an addiction. So I
Mhm.
always think that I have like
Hmm.
addictive
Behavior.
personality.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
addictive behavior.
Hmm.
So like if I like something, I love it. You
Mhm.
know?
Yep. You go
So
0 to
I
100.
want it in every color. You
Hmm.
know, I want like so
Yeah.
sometimes I think that's what it is, but I still don't that's still not the root,
That's
you know?
good. I feel like I need to figure out what my root is. Cause for me, it's like, well, now I'm coming out of it where I like something snapped at me. It was like, no, this messy. Like my room used to be. Well, I mean, we were roommates, so you know, like my messy traits. Like you synced it firsthand. So I could be really messy, and it's like, but I'll know where stuff is. But now maybe it's because I live where I live, and I love my space where I'm just I have a
You have a
different
different respect for it.
respect and relationship with it. Where I'm just like, no, like this needs to be tidy, like clean
Yeah.
up. You know how much my rent is. Like we're gonna make this work. So yeah, but I would like to figure out my route because if a space in my house is messy, like I already know, like I'm depressed. Like I feel like I know it. Like
That's
I'm
so
down.
I don't know it. So my part of my issue too is that when I grew up with my mother, she would clean everything.
Mm.
And she was such a neat freak. Everything had a space. Me and my brother make jokes where like we would say that like when we were kids, we would be sitting at the table and if you let go of your glass, honey, you be
She gonna
looking up
clean it
for
up.
it.
She's
She's
That
cleaned
scares
it.
me a
literally
little bit.
she literally is at the sink rinsing it. She's already
Mm.
washed it and you like
I wasn't done.
I'm literally sitting here eating.
Yeah.
Oh, was you still?
Aw.
Yes. Was there drink in there,
Mm.
ma'am?
I
But
definitely
that's
have
my
gotten picked on
mom.
for that. So
And I remember too when we were in college,
Mm.
y'all had to teach me how to wash because my mama wouldn't let nobody touch her washer and dryer. She would do. She didn't want us washing dishes. She wanted to do it because she wanted to make sure it was clean.
Yeah.
So when I moved to a bigger space, so I can't operate in messy space,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know that I was the one that was supposed to clean it. Is the issue.
Mhm.
So when I moved
That's
into a
good.
bigger space, I remember like I was in the living room, like I just like I would dwell in one space in the
Yeah.
house. Probably because when I was in college, I ended up moving into like a studio apartment. So I was
Yeah.
just used to like one
One
space.
space. Yeah.
So like I would spend most of the time like in the living room, and then when the living room would get dirty, I would move to another room in the house. Then my bedroom would get dirty, so I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going in the second bedroom, child." Because woo. And then by the time I moved to like the third or fourth room, then I'm like, "Oh, I gotta clean."
Yeah, it's on me.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because the other
Mhm.
problem is when mom would come over, she would clean up.
Yeah.
Now she would talk crap. I didn't raise you like this. Why is this here? This don't. And it would like sometimes I remember when I was in grad school, I left one of my textbooks sitting on the coffee table because I was planning on studying. My mom came over and she just moves and cleans and does stuff. You don't even see her doing it. She will actually go into Walgreens and straighten that.
What?
That's what she does. And then she get upset when people ask her, "Ma'am, you look like you work here." Okay,
Oh,
that's why they're
Lord.
asking you where stuff is. But in any case, I remember she what she left my house. I drove to work looking for my textbook.
Aw.
I was looking in my trunk in my car. I'm like, where's the textbook? Then she ends up calling me and I'm like, I'm trying to find my book. She's like, oh, I put it on the bookshelf. Why'd you put it on? Because it's a book. They go on the bookshelf. And I was like,
Right.
yes.
Like, what?
I wanted to kill her because now I didn't wasted 3 hours looking for a
Looking
book
for it.
that was supposed to be where I wanted it to be.
Listen.
So I do think that, while I
Mm.
feel like she taught me to live in a clean environment,
Yeah.
she didn't teach me that I was the one.
I'm the cleaner now.
No, that's powerful. There's
That
so
is
much
powerful.
that
Yeah,
we
that's good.
learn in our upbringings and that we reflect on, especially in our adulthood. I think now we can look back. So the roots are multiple, right? Like I wouldn't say there's like a singular root, but as we look at different things and how they show up, there's almost always a link
Yeah.
back to our
Mhm.
childhood,
Yes, for
especially
everything.
in
Ooh.
this space of how we take care of our homes, how we
Yes.
organize our time, how we think about money and
Yeah.
Yes.
buying. A lot of that is rooted. And sometimes it's a trauma. Like, I think about some of my I'm pretty frugal. Y'all may guess that just because of what I do. But I realized some of that was kind of born out of crisis. Like I was a
Yeah.
young adult during that 2008
Listen.
like where people were losing their jobs, my parents included. There was a lot of uncertainty. And so I realized a lot of my like development was during that pivotal time where I was like, I gotta hold on to everything.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
And so those things really are, they pour into us how
Yeah.
we show up in adulthood.
No, that's true.
That is
So,
good.
That is
It
crazy.
definitely has me thinking.
I
Like, big time.
saw this on TikTok. You know how they have clean talk?
Yes, I'm
Right.
glad we're here. Let's
And
go.
you can
Clean talk is amazing.
I love it.
Oh
I
my
all the ASMR you can imagine.
Yes.
So I love that this one guy said this because it links back to what you just said. So you know how the audio is silent, but you can just hear the sounds of them opening and clearing
That's
and
the
cleaning.
ASMR, the noise.
And
Yes.
it's like, oh my God, I love it. Right.
Yes.
So, and I will go, my sister got it real bad. And then she'll tell me about it and send me the links. And then I've been and bought all the stuff on Amazon.
Yes.
I bought all types of organizers to do so my closet
We gotta talk about that.
is clean,
Yeah.
but I got all types of organizers. I'm talking about socks, bras, shirts, jeans, the whole thing. Like everything. I'm gonna know if something's missing, honey. Okay, that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
But what the guy said was this. So first he let it play, so you can see them clearing and cleaning. You can hear all the sounds. And then he said, oh my God, what kind of trauma does this person have to do this? Because I want it.
Listen.
And so because I used to like say that to my mom, like, what's wrong with you? Can I just want to eat dinner, but you're trying to clean as I'm eating.
Yeah.
Like you're cleaning, like you actually make me feel like I'm in your way, even though my food is on the table where it should be.
Yeah.
But you're cleaning around
some of that, right?
Like you picking up my plate as I'm eating, wiping under.
Like, Mom, I gotta finish.
I just want to eat.
No, I resonate with some of that. So I can usually, I think about it like this, and Chanel, you may remember me saying this, like our spaces are both like a symptom and a cause of our like there's this symbiotic kind of exchange, right? And I think about that often, like if I'm cleaning a lot and I'm like, I may need to just check in with myself because maybe this is telling me something about where I am right now. If I'm feeling so overly like I got a compulsive, right, around cleaning,
I
because
tell her
it can become a compulsion.
I tell her she's compulsive all the time.
Yeah, so we do have to chill. Honestly, if I wasn't married, thank the Lord for my husband. I'm like, I don't know what I would be like as a single person. I don't want to know. I'm glad I met my husband at 16. We balance each other out so well because it can, too much of a good thing can be bad too, right? And so yes, we associate organizing and cleanliness, but it can become an obsession. It can become compulsive. And so even when you were talking about those videos, which I love, they can be extreme too, because I think it also shows people this like really perfection version of organizing, which is not what we're going for. Like I love don't get me wrong, I'm an aesthetic organizer as well. I want it to look good. I think our spaces should make us feel good, but that's not the goal. That's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is for you to find stuff, for you to be efficient in your day, for you to have that ease and that peace of mind. That's not the ultimate goal. So I think we have to be careful because I think people do go out and spend enormous amounts on organizing stuff that You don't have to. You don't actually
Yeah.
have to do all that to be organized.
The refrigerator ones always get me because I'll be like,
Listen.
what in the world?
So then I saw what the corporate baddie, the dude who like quit his job.
Yeah, I know
and
exactly what
everything.
you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then he went out and bought all the stuff and he was like, y'all, this is a lot of work. I don't know who. It's a no.
It's a
That's
no
why
for
you gotta
It's a
me.
no
somebody
for me.
sometimes.
Okay,
Listen.
you
But
got
take it
outsourced
slow.
for
Like,
sure.
I tell people, like, we look because we're in that era of like everything looking so quick. Like,
Yeah.
you go on TikTok, it's a 20-second video, you see this
Yep.
transformation. Even with my own videos, like I always do time lapse, so it's gonna look like it was quick, but that's hours that I'm spending there,
Yeah.
hours of preparation,
Yep.
right? So we have this association with quick, but I tell people to go at your own pace.
Yes.
Sure.
Go at your own pace. It didn't happen overnight that we got to where we are. And I honestly think that the changes are more sustained when we are doing them
Yes.
at our own pace,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
doing them the way it feels good for us, that honors our budget, that
Yes.
honors our time.
Mhm.
You talked about other people being able to, that's important. If there's other people in your house, you
Yes.
can't just make it make sense for you and not
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
So I think that's important to have sustained impact
Yeah.
with these
Mhm.
strategies.
Years ago, and this is why I wanted to organize my closet. I saw this video where this lady, this is before TikTok was a thing, but she was like, you already have everything you need. Like,
Mhm.
stop buying stuff.
Yep.
So that's what made me be like, and she was like, you need to have it in a way where you can
Shop your
see
closet.
it.
That's what they call
Shop
it.
your
Yeah.
closet. That's
That's
exactly what
good.
she said.
Yeah.
Shop your closet. And so over the past, I think 2 years, I told myself we ain't buying nothing unless it's something that we absolutely need because we don't have it and it's being funded
Mhm.
from
By the pot.
from
I
the
love your- I
Poshmark.
love
Like
that
that's it.
idea.
That's the budget. I don't care how much money is sitting in your bank account, honey. That doesn't matter. If it's
Mhm.
not coming from here, you don't have it.
Yep.
So what happened is I didn't really buy nothing because guess what? I already have it.
Mhm.
And it's so mind-boggling for me. So last weekend, I think it was, I went to a Mary J
Ooh,
concert,
fun.
and I went with my sorority sisters, and they was like, "We gonna wear camouflage, but we gotta do the Mary J thing, so we gotta have our over the knee
Yep.
boots, and we gotta have our hats."
Mhm.
Guess who has
The whole
a
outfit.
camouflage blazer, a camouflage over the knee,
You
honey,
said I'm
and a
ready.
pink hat. Oh, and it was my sorority sister, so we doing pink and green. Oh, honey,
Yeah.
we have it. There's a gala coming up for the SG Rose. Guess who I have gowns on top of gowns on top of
Mhm.
gowns.
Yep.
So I'm like, it's so crazy because like Amazon is so easy to
Mhm.
buy from. Like, because that you
It's
link
too
all the
convenient.
account. It's too convenient. It's 2
Yeah.
days.
Yes.
They return.
For free? Yes. That's the
Listen,
best
now,
thing.
what I need to do is figure out the funding for this puppy's budget.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do. That's the next thing we got to work on.
Yeah.
Because he can't have my
He can't
Poshmark
make, and
money.
he can't make
Listen,
money.
he can't
So,
make money. So
yeah.
Well,
I
he
think
can make
I'm sorry.
money. No, you're fine. I was about to say we can find a way for him to make some money.
Oh, that's
You have a
true.
TikTok account
He
too.
can be a puppy influencer.
Yes.
I have definitely seen it.
I will
The little
say that
poodles.
anywhere I take him, he does steal the show.
He
So maybe.
does.
Girl,
Now,
start
if he
recording
would
it.
just learn to listen,
Okay.
if he could learn the difference between outside and inside,
That part. He learning. He's still a baby.
so I had to throw away my very good curtains this
That is-
weekend.
Yeah. Oh,
But
that's so nice.
yes, but most of the time we already have what we need.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Mhm.
We honestly have to reframe, and again, to the gratitude and the
Yes.
appreciation. We have to
Yes.
appreciate what we already have, but there's
Mhm.
so much comparisonitis, right? Because we're online all day. We're
Mm.
looking at this new thing.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And so quite often we just downplay the things that we do already have
We
so much.
do. Absolutely.
Ooh.
And then and here's the other thing too. I travel a lot, right? Travel a lot for work, travel a lot for pleasure, probably at least once a month
Good
going
for you.
somewhere. But here's the
I
thing.
wish.
Girl, me
I
too.
had this real bad. Anytime I was leaving town, I felt the need to go buy stuff.
I
Guess-
think that's black.
guess-
That was black people in general.
Guess who
Yeah.
went to Dubai and didn't buy a thing?
Good for you.
I was like, honey, you got 75 swimsuits. I was like, I need swim. Oh, Jamaica. I need swimsuit
Yeah.
every day. You literally have not 75, but I probably have 12.
You got a lot.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, why we buy? You can mix and match.
Yeah.
Half the stuff I got tags on. That's why I was like, maybe you're not a hoarder, but you collect.
Mm.
So we ain't doing that no more. You gonna make if they can fit, and if not, then you need to be posting them on Poshmark.
That
So
part.
those are the only options.
That's good.
I mean, you speaking it here because so often we have to slow it down. We have
Slow
to
it
slow it
down.
down. So you're right. It is very easy to be like, I'm going on a trip. I want a new fit.
Mhm.
That is very normal. I associate with that too.
Yeah.
Then we
But
have to,
why? Because these people
but we
don't
can
know
ask
you.
And that's the
they
and that's
don't.
what we always
That's what I
say. Like
tell
they don't even
myself.
know
Like,
us.
they
They don't
don't
be
know
seeing us
Yes.
at
you.
And at
all.
all
Like,
they don't.
and honestly, you could wear, and I firmly believe this because when you look at like the richest people in the world, y'all,
Mhm.
they
Listen.
usually have on hoodies.
Yep.
Like, look at the
T-shirts.
richest people, like
Yes. Jeans and
teach.
sneakers.
And so it's not, I think sometimes we associate what we have on with presenting a certain
Yes.
status,
Yeah.
Yep.
but we already know that's out the window.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, it's just about how you feel
It's
in
Mm.
it.
about how you
And you're gonna
feel.
wear it different anyway. I'm gonna tell you right
Listen.
now, I have seen people in I shop at Target a lot, but I've seen people rock Target
Tarjay, honey.
stuff
Yes.
better than the most expensive
Yep.
because it's about how you feel in it. And if
Mhm.
you're
Mhm.
proud of the investment that you've made in those items, we know now because we've been working for so long how long it takes to actually buy this stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I think
And
that
get
is
creative. That's the other thing
get
that it challenged me to
creative.
do is how can I wear this different?
How yep. How can I
Because you
wear it
can wear
differently?
stuff and it can look
Yep.
totally
Totally
different from what
different.
it was.
Accessorize all those bracelets,
The,
girl.
Listen.
listen.
Accessorize. Or if I
Accessorize.
don't, I'm gonna wear the same stuff because I have a washer and dryer and I can
And,
do
and
that.
that
And
was
that's my
my only
business.
thing.
Yeah.
That
We
was the
gotta
other
read
thing.
it.
For whatever reason, and this is how I ended up with so many gowns and so many
Mm.
dresses, is for whatever reason I felt like I could not
Couldn't
rewear
repeat.
it. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
but it's mine.
I bought
So
it.
why
Yeah.
can't I
And if
wear
you
it?
are so like gowns and stuff can be tricky because we're taking so many pictures in it. I don't care. I'm gonna rewear my stuff. But that's why you have things like Rent the Runway or different
And
things where you can
Poshmark.
Yeah.
Poshmark
Yeah.
where you can try out different things or have them for different
That's
events.
good.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, yeah,
That's what I
I
started
get
with on
that.
Poshmark. It was strictly gowns and
Gowns,
dresses.
okay.
Mm.
Then I was like, oh, y'all want to buy that for me? Well, honey, there's other
Let me
stuff too.
open
Let
the
me
ga-
open the listen.
I said
Okay,
I got what you need.
clean this closet out.
No, and also I appreciate what you said too about Amazon. And this is another slow it down. I'm not into Afro minimalist again too. She talks about slow living.
Mm.
And
Mm.
this is something I do. So if I want something, Amazon is so quick, so we can go run and put it in our chart. I mean,
Yep.
in our cart, buy it in 2 seconds. They even got the thing where you can speed past the little.
You can swipe.
Just
Purchase
right. Buy now. Purchase
So
now.
and
Yeah.
so clearly
click.
they're trying to get us to make fast, impulsive
Yes.
purchases, right? We
Mhm.
can save all our credit card information. It's
Mhm.
just ridiculous. So to fight against it, I try my best to only purchase from Amazon once a week.
Mm.
That's slow. You said, that's good for you. Look, that's good for you. But I
Mhm.
try to slow it
No.
down
Yeah.
so that I'm really being thoughtful about the things that I'm putting in my cart. Because y'all, I have done it where I bought something real quick and I realized, oh, I had something that could have served that purpose.
Same.
It wasn't
Yep.
exact,
Same.
but if I would have gave myself a moment to think and be more
And be
creative,
creative.
Yep. I do that
it
all
would
the
have.
time.
So listen, at one point I used to have multiple Amazon drivers coming in the same day, and that's when I was like, now listen, this is why we ain't doing this no more. This is why now we need strict boundaries because
Yeah.
we don't know how we are wilding out.
Yes.
Is what we doing.
What did you do? How did you manage that?
No, that's when I went to my rule.
Okay, that's when you
Of
got your okay.
because Poshmark is a lot slower.
Mm.
Yeah,
And even if the money is there, it takes time for it to transfer.
that's true.
Yeah.
And it's usually when I transfer, it's usually increments of like 50 or 100. So I may put stuff in my Amazon cart, but I can't buy it right away
Yeah.
because
Oh,
it's
wow.
linked to my Poshmark card.
Yeah.
Very smart.
And then I had to take those other cards out because that's the
Yeah.
other thing.
It'll
Because I'll
get
be
you.
like,
'Cause
honey,
you'll just switch
here go another
cards.
card that'll
And
work.
it
Okay,
will.
forget
Yeah.
that. But now it's just like,
Yeah.
nah. So it's got to sit there, but then that challenges me to be like, do I really need
Yeah.
this? Do I?
Mhm.
Oh, guess what? I can take that out the cart because I actually have that. Or you know what? These other shoes will match with that too.
Yeah.
I
And
love
I
it.
don't buy purses either. The only purses I get now is if I go to a conference with the sorority because they always give you a bag, honey, and they be bad. They be some nice bags. So I'm like, that's it. Y'all can keep y'all YSL and y'all Coach and all that other stuff. The sorority is funding all my bags.
I mean, they just as nice. So hey.
Listen,
No,
That-
I love
that's
that. But you're
cool.
slowing it down. And I know for me, one of my triggers, and you gotta know yourself, when it gets late, my what do I call it? My filter just kind of goes off. That's when I do
Mhm.
most of my purchasing. Then I'm like, what did I just buy?
Yes.
Like when I'm up at midnight.
Oh
So I
wow.
stopped letting myself purchase anything at night.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm like, if it's still there in the morning when I can really think straight, I'll purchase it. So I mean, we have to know our own triggers when because
Mhm.
we all are prone to impulse buying.
Yes.
I gotta be honest, I got a shoe thing that's really coming on me right now.
listen.
I'm
Mm.
trying to figure. I think it's just because I wasn't able to wear tennis shoes for so long because I was in corporate, I was in
Oh.
person. I didn't. And
Okay.
so now I'm
So
like,
you wilding
oh, I'm
out.
in the like.
Listen,
This is you
you see
I
wilding
just
all
out.
got
the
my I just
sneakers.
got my first Jordans. Like that's how like much I did
Oh.
not wear tennis shoes.
Listen.
And now you cannot stop me. So I said I'm gonna have to delete
And
this
if you
app.
win in these draws, baby, you win because it's hard to
Well,
get
my sister
sneakers
won the
now.
Jordans for me because I had it. I
Listen.
had like a whole committee, y'all, to get
Yes, you got to in them draws.
Not the
It's
the
committee.
denim to
hard.
get the denim Jordans. I had to
Yes.
really think through it. But I know my trigger. And I'm like, I need to
Yeah.
remove the app because it shows
Oh
me the
yeah.
sale.
Yep.
It's the app.
And I'm like, I just need to remove it. I have enough
See,
tennis shoes now. I'm good.
listen, and that's the thing. It's like, do I really need these? Because even when for Halloween we went to an event and I was gonna be Cruella de Vil, and I was like, I can't buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
Shop the closet.
Guess who has a white coat with fur on it? Who already had it in the closet?
Listen, whole
Guess who
costume.
already has
You were
black
ready
gloves?
to be Cruella de Vil.
I mean, who's
That's
like?
impressive.
She had to get creative in her closet.
But it
Oh,
makes
yeah,
you get
yeah.
creative
Yeah,
in
she
your
had to get
closet.
creative. Yeah.
Like it forces you to do that, and that's what I love about it. And then I probably have 35 purses, right? So it's
Mhm.
like, why do we need to go buy another one?
Nope, you don't.
Why do we need to go buy? And now, like for shoes, I'm like, if you have the standard, you got your nudes, you got your blacks, you're allowed to get some colors for some range.
Yep.
If you want to do some monochromatic things here, right? But other than that, all the specialty stuff, I don't need it.
Yeah, when you just gonna wear Crocs anyway. So
Hello.
And that's the thing. We all wear our
saying.
favorite thing.
And it's the
anyway.
80-20 rule.
Yes.
They always say, and that's why I love not buying anything because it challenges me to flip the 80-20, where it's more like, okay, 80% of the time, because usually say 80% of the time you only wear 20% of your clothes. But if you stop buying stuff, you have to flip it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You have to. You have no choice.
Well, now
You
people
got
are
to.
getting into uniforms too. So I had a coach this summer. She's another minimalist. Like,
Okay.
That's her name, the minimalist. That's like her thing. Her name is Sherry Gill. Shout out to Sherry. But she wears a uniform.
Oh,
so she literally, if you look at her closet, it's pretty much all denim and light tops.
I
Like
love
white
it.
flowy tops.
Oh.
She knows the fit that honors her body. So that's the thing. We can't wear everything anyway. Like know what's going to complement your shape.
That's the other
And
thing.
you gotta go with it.
All my clothes is the same. It's some type of bodycon. So I don't know why.
That's
That
why at
is
some point it makes sense to
funny.
just
It's some
stop.
type of
Yeah.
bodycon.
Yeah.
Or it's some rendition of that.
Yep.
Right? So that is crazy. Listen,
wow.
because and that's the other thing for me too is whatever I wear, I try to make it be for my body type.
Yeah.
So with an
right?
hourglass figure, it's probably a bodycon.
Mm-hmm.
Did you throw a blazer over it or did you not? Like that's what we doing.
And
Is it if it's pants, they high waist? That's what we doing. Or maybe it's wide leg. Like that's
Yep.
it, and that's all.
So many of my clients, and since we're talking about clothes, keep stuff that is like aspirational clothing. That's the best way to put it. And I often will encourage people like you're gonna feel that when you go in your closet and you have this dress is my wish dress or whatever, the dress I'll fit in when. Like we really have to live for our seasons when it comes to this, not for everything. We should be thinking forward and stuff. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like don't have things in your closet that make you feel bad.
Yeah.
That's another place where I go with this mental health and wellness. It's like our home should make us feel good.
Yeah.
Everything in it, from our clothing to the color schemes to having pictures of people you don't like no more. Like I've gone through it all with clients. I'm like, you don't like that person? Why do you have pictures of them in your house? Like because those are the messages we're receiving then when we're in our home. And I just believe our home should be peaceful and a place for us to restore and rest. And
peace.
You know what else is interesting about that? So I started doing this other thing. So like I just went to the Woman Thou Art Loose conference in Atlanta. The last one. Right. But now Sarah gonna take on that mantle, honey, and we gonna evolve, child. So I already bought my ticket, honey. I'm ready to go next year already. But you know how like they give you a bag full of stuff? I leave that bag there. Because what happens is when I go places and they give you like a bag of something, usually it's something that I don't really want. So I will take the hand sanitizer. I will take that.
Yeah.
But the other stuff, usually I leave it in the hotel. Because I'm like, I'm just transferring. Like I got to figure out a way to maneuver with this through the airport and stuff it in my bags. Then I get home and it just sits there. So unless I know, like some stuff I'll like be like, oh, such and such really likes this. So let me give it to them. Right. But if that's not a thought, it stays there.
Yeah.
That's
because I'm like, why are we shuffling all this stuff back to my
being
house?
proactive about clutter.
Yeah.
You know, you can kind of
Seriously.
So I'm
see that
like, we ain't got
this
time.
doesn't serve a purpose for me. I'm not even gonna bring it home.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm very much that way too with like clutter and just stuff like the gift bags and getting stuff from different conferences and stuff. I'm like, okay, garbage. And it's funny because I'm an educator and teachers have a rap of being hoarders. But not
Yes.
this one. Like I literally will throw everything away. Like I just, for me, and you already know this. I'm a
Chanel,
delete. I don't like
Chanel
clutter.
has deleted our episode
Yes,
before we were
Oh,
live on air.
digital clutter.
I
Oh
don't like no
yes.
clutter, like none. Like
And
it
it'll be like,
bothers
"Are you sure
me.
you want to delete it?" She'll be like, "Yes," and I'll be like, "No," and she'll be like, "Oh my bad." Like she moved too fast with that delete.
It bothers
Whew.
me so much, and I think that does come from my growing up in my house. And my mom is very like she wants to keep everything, like she wants to hold on to everything for sentimental reasons and all kinds of stuff. So I saw that growing up. So now that I'm an adult, it's just like, this stuff gotta go. Or like I'll go to her house, and anybody, you could come to my mom's house today and leave with something because she's going to send you
She
off
is
with
gonna give
something.
you something.
Something that she done bought that she don't really need, but she just got it. And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna give it to you." And I'm not that way. Like she'll try to give me stuff, and I'm like, "I don't want this." Like, cause no, where this going? So I find myself just not liking clutter. Teachers will come to me and be like, "You got this?" And no, I don't have it because it's gone.
You are the only teacher that don't never got nothing
I
like
don't
scissors,
know.
glue. You be like, "Nah, bro, go to the dollar store."
No, at the end of the school year, everything is free game to be in the trash because I'm done.
I don't know if you remember someone at the event in the summer said that. He was like, I feel like I'm the opposite.
Yeah, and I'm about to
So,
yeah,
yeah.
Is
And
he
so,
was a teacher?
I don't know if he was, but he
didn't
was like,
tell
yeah, he
us.
definitely said he was the opposite of that. And
That's
that's
funny.
me, Larry. I'm like, I cannot deal with clutter. Like, I'll start finding stuff like, okay, what does this go to? Like, does it have a purpose? If not, then it's going in the
So
garbage.
there's balance, right? And I think that's how I answered. And I think Dr. Knox had another answer too. But there's balance to everything, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
we do need some stuff.
Yeah, we
We
do.
do. And you don't want the opposite to happen where you're getting rid of stuff that you need and you have to rebuy it. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you, I've been there. So
Yeah.
I'm
Same.
more
I've been there
associated with
too.
you where I'm like, oh man, I did get rid of that.
Mhm.
And I have to buy it again.
Yeah.
Like, and it can be the smallest thing, but so sometimes for us, it's slowing down to make sure that
Listen,
we really do need to
I gotta
release
slow
that.
down because I'll be like, no.
Yeah, she got trigger fingers, honey.
Because I'm that way too, and and especially because like for me, when I'm releasing things, I'm thoughtful about what I'm releasing it to. So I'm usually donating it to a good cause or giving it to someone in need, that sort of thing, right? So it feels good too. It's like I'm
Yeah.
getting rid of it in my space, but I know it also can have like a ripple effect,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
impact. So I am pretty quick to get rid of
Ooh,
stuff.
That
too.
is so
girl, I'd be
funny.
like, go away,
My
please.
mom used to come in my room like whenever I was gone, and she would rearrange it. Number one,
Your mama.
I know, right? This the type of trauma I'm dealing with. Rearrange it, number one, and then number two, she would have a pile of stuff ready for the Goodwill,
Mhm.
and I would be like I would be looking for stuff, and she'd be like, "Well, you haven't worn that in 3 months," so I thought it ain't yours, lady.
It's mine, mama.
I try to bring my kids in on that, but I'm the same way. I always have a donate bin. There's one in each of my kids' rooms. There's
Oh,
one near our
nice.
back door.
Mhm.
There's one in our basement. So we have them around the house. But I do feel very strongly that people should be a part of their own decisions for what they
Yes.
release.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you have a
Um,
conversation with her about that.
But with kids, it can be a little more tricky, right? Because you think we can justify keeping stuff like you said earlier.
Oh,
Kids,
kids. Yes.
they got it. I mean,
They got
and their
it.
memories can be so fascinating because I've done it before where I thought, oh, they ain't played with this and like you said,
Right.
warning in 3. It can be longer than that. And then my son will be like, Mommy, where's that such and such toy with the stripe? And that has been gone for a few months now. So I've had a few of those moments. As my kids get older, I'm trying to bring them in on that process because
Yeah.
I do think people need ownership
Yeah.
for those decisions.
That's good.
So that it is sustainable. It's not just
Right.
someone else
Yeah.
made a decision.
Right. Now I
for
gotta
you.
feel like I gotta hide my clothes.
Yeah, 'cause you want
Forget
people to
hiding
feel
your kids and your wife, honey.
Right,
Hide your
hide
shirt.
That's
Oh,
good.
and your shoes.
Because I do need to do that with JR still. But he's grown so quickly where it was just like, okay, well, you can't fit this. Like these pants are high water. It's like,
clothing that's practical.
yeah.
Yeah,
But-
for a growing boy, but for a stagnant
I
girl.
know, right?
Not stagnant, girl.
Not stagnant girl. I
Listen.
cannot.
I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
forget that
gosh.
stagnant.
Girl like myself. But Ashley, talk us through like how if somebody wanted to get your services and
Well,
they booked you?
how do
What?
they know that they need you?
Yeah.
Like, what's the thought or the trigger to be like, you know what? Maybe I should invite
Yeah.
somebody in.
It's so different from many
Mm,
of my clients, but I'll say that a lot of my clients need help just starting the system. They
mm,
feel like once they had someone come in and help them make those initial decisions and set up a structure, they feel really good about being able to continue it. So if you're someone who's like, okay, I know I have some opportunity here, I just get overwhelmed when I go on TikTok, or right, like I kind of get that
Listen.
analysis paralysis. I'm able to come in and make some decisions for my clients, right, around the space, help them one to I ask very objective questions because I don't have any attachment or association with any of my clients' things, right?
nice.
So
Yeah.
I can come in and some of the things you were able to explore, like, oh, I got a million of these. I can let my clients know, hey, I see you have 10 black shirts.
Yeah.
Let me know and ask it with love and compassion. I really want to understand it. Sometimes just having to speak about our things helps us to
Yes.
get clarity on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can make
Yep.
decisions quicker. So if you're someone who's like, I've tried this, I keep getting back into these cycles. If you feel like, "Oh, I just need a system, some
Yes.
direction for how to start, those are typically the people who would contact me. Certainly, if you know for sure I'm just drowning in things, right?
Mm,
Then you absolutely would want to have a partner, because I say I'm a partner. Like, I'm
nice.
here to do this with you. I am not making any decisions. People are like, you don't make me get rid of all my stuff. Nope, I'm not. I don't make my clients get rid of anything. I do ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
I do
Mm,
ask questions. I do help people think critically about the things that they have.
Hmm.
That's all I do,
mm,
really, you know. And then after that, I can help to create a system that hopefully allows you to maintain those changes.
So
nice.
if you have over $100 worth of items in your Amazon cart right now,
That might be
may want to call
that
Ashley.
might be a
Listen,
sign.
all mine's is safe for later. Like all my, I got a whole
I
save
got
for
a
later
list, the
list.
shopping
Ooh, right,
list.
all of the
Yes,
you
you
know you
scroll and scroll and scroll. Save for
Yeah,
later. Like
that is
yes,
so
but
funny.
that's cheaper than buying
it
everything,
is.
okay? So
Listen, come
So,
on.
what does a session with
Yes.
you? Well, first of all, is that how you engage? Is it in sessions, or how do they start? Is it like a
yeah.
consultation? Is it
Mm-hmm. What's
okay?
the process?
Yeah, so the initial process is folks would reach out to me online. I have a website, and via Instagram you can get to me. There's a consultation form. Very quick, it's just your name and contact, but there's a free consultation. I talk to
Nice.
people, I do a video call, just really the basic reasons to make sure I'm a good fit. One, that I can honor what you need, and that I just feel like we could work well together based on my
Okay.
style. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I know my style, right? And so we talk over those goals with the folks, like, what do you want to get done? What are the,
Hmm.
if they have a budget, if they have thoughts around timeline, like just kind of get some of the logistics out. And I usually can schedule right away. I do virtual and in person. So if I'm doing
Nice.
virtual, that's pretty easy peasy. I do either just like a 1 hour, we can talk through things. I can give you advice virtually, or sometimes I'm developing a plan for people who are like DIY and want to like create a pantry. I just develop a plan for them with a shopping list and they go purchase that.
Nice.
In person, I usually always start with a declutter session. And that's
Mm.
because I've had clients tell me, unless they just moved, um, most people need a decluttering session.
Yeah.
I've had
Mm-hmm.
clients tell me, oh, I don't need a decluttering session 6 hours later,
Okay.
because we're so, our stuff becomes background noise.
Yep.
It does. It's a background painting,
It
Yep.
is
literally.
like, you just don't even, and that's my own, that's me too. Like, I actually plan on having an organizer soon. That's
Okay.
something I
Oh
want to
wow.
do.
That'd be cool.
One, just to continue to develop empathy for my clients. I want to
Mm-hmm.
see
Right.
how it feels.
Nice.
But two, like, I want to see, like,
So
when
who does the
somebody's,
organizer go to
I have
be
organizing friends, so I'm gonna
Oh
go
wow.
She just
invite.
left from a conference, honey. They
Okay.
Oh
probably
yeah, I got my girls
Whole
there.
network.
listen.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have someone come in and organize with me. I really
So
just want to
cool.
put myself in my client's shoes, but we declutter. We literally touch every item. So if you bring me
Wow.
into your
Wow.
space, we're touching every single item, every bin, every nook and cranny of that space,
Hmm.
and
Mm.
making decisions, because I just believe we deserve to know everything that's in our space. Like, we work
Mhm.
too hard to not, like, we should know
Mhm.
everything. After that, I'm donating. I like take the stuff and donate it, or sometimes it's disposed, depending on what it is. And then I design a plan based off of what you told me you wanted, what your
Hmm.
goals are, who uses the space. Like, I have a lot of various things that go into that. What you want, like, it to look like. That's important to me too. So I buy it and then I come in and organize it, make it look pretty.
Mm.
Interesting. It
That's
is always
cool.
interesting when you like are looking for something and then you discover stuff that's in your house that you didn't know was there, and you're like, huh, interesting. Mental
Yes.
note that exists.
that
Now
happens a
moving
lot,
on.
y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And think about situations like I was just at a conference and it was someone who had passed away and didn't have a family. And they brought in organizers. The state had to get a lawyer. They brought in organizers. They found, and I'm not saying this for everybody, they found $20 million worth of assets in this person's home. He didn't have family. He
Dang.
didn't have like next to kin. They were searching
Oh
for it.
my
But they had
gosh.
to find all of this man's personal belongings because it was all over, right? Like, so I say that to say, not all of us are sitting on $20 million in assets. I get that. But there are things of value
You ain't gonna
that
find
are,
$20
Sit down in my house,
in my house.
Jesus.
Okay,
and it
just
may
sitting
not
around.
always be that kind of
20
value,
Right.
right?
million.
Like it could
Mhm.
be of value or meaning to us,
Wow.
like something that
Yeah.
is
I'm
important or
more
sentimental.
sentimental. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
You
have
ain't gonna
found,
find,
no, I don't find $20 million, but I have found things of value that people were looking for, right? Because
Mm.
Yeah.
we were just drowning in a lot of other
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm.
So, but yeah, that's usually how it happens. I make sure my clients can maintain it. So I always, every system is
Wow.
super unique
Yeah.
because you remember how earlier you're like, your mom's bleach wasn't where you thought it should
Mhm.
be. So I do things that make sense for that household.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing is like
Like,
the
why is it in the
same.
basement? You know, like why are we doing that? Why ain't it underneath your kitchen sink? I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I
That's where
don't
it
know,
goes.
but maybe it's where based on where she uses it
Right.
most. So
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's
it's
like,
because it was for laundry, which is in her
Yeah.
basement.
Yeah.
Right. But
yeah.
my laundry ain't in my basement.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
And some people have their laundry bleached and they're under
and
the sink bleach.
they're in the sink. Right. Because I'm like, how you gonna bleach when you're washing dishes? If it's
Have
in
it
the
in
Exactly.
basement.
multiple places. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to make it very maintainable and practical
Yeah.
Right.
for my clients, especially if they
Sounds
have
super
kids
cool.
too, right?
Yeah. Ooh,
So,
yes, these kids. Child. Or work on these
Listen.
kids being organized.
right.
But
Wow.
no, that's definitely super cool and sounds easy. So tell the people where they can find you. What's your business email and your Instagram and Facebook if you're on there.
Yeah. So my business email is hello@thetailoredlife.com. And that's THEE. My Instagram is the Tailored Life. I am sort of on TikTok under the same name. I need to get more active on TikTok, but I'm most active on Instagram.
Okay.
That's where you'll see most of my work. I think the videos just lend itself to really getting what I do.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So did you just join TikTok? Because you could totally transfer those videos on
That's what I
Instagram to
need to do.
TikTok. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
literally I keep telling myself I'm gonna take a half day and just put all
Cause
my videos
girl, you
over
would fit
there.
right into that organizing TikTok.
Listen.
Like,
So I'm gonna do that.
go viral. Yes.
But I'm very accessible, so DM me. I'm very engaged on Instagram. Love answering questions and just making content that is meaningful.
Awesome.
How have people what have been the benefits, right? So like what have people been able to say after they've gone through the session, they
Mm.
have the system?
Yeah,
Like what's the impact?
absolutely. So thank you to my clients because they do write me reviews on Google, so you
Aw,
can go and
nice.
read some of
I
those
love
Yes,
too.
that.
Google reviews. I
Google
love
reviews
it.
are really important. But often my clients just feel that weight lifted.
Mm,
And I think that feels really good for me. They feel like other parts of their lives are more
Yeah.
productive and effective um, because our homes impact everything. Like
mhm.
how quickly we can get
Listen.
out of the house, what kind of work we can do, what kind of social life we can have. So I just feel like a lot of my clients have more freedom with their
Hmm.
time and their energy. And I know you all are all about purpose. So I feel like it frees them to live more in their purpose,
Yeah.
Mm,
what they're gifted and
mhm.
why they're here, not to be consumed by looking for things or
Yeah.
overpaying for things. So a lot of my clients reflect on that. They also reflect on just like their family feeling more connected because now it's less arguments when it's
Mhm.
more order, right? Like
That's true.
so some
Indeed.
of that has been
Yeah.
testimonials. So I've gotten it all. And based on my clients' goals, I always just check in. I do. I just make sure they feel like the
Yeah.
system is working, like they're able to maintain it. But yeah, my clients they fill
That's
me up.
awesome. Peace
I
is the
love
word
that.
that comes to mind.
Yes.
Yeah,
Peace. And
Peace.
at home, that's everything.
Yes. Which
That's
your home should
golden.
be.
it should.
It
Absolutely.
should be
It
peaceful.
is golden, man. Wow. I love that. So then, go ahead.
We gotta ask.
I was about to say, you already know. We got to ask. Go ahead.
What is your purpose?
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So I believe that my purpose is to partner with people to help
Mm,
them create spaces that help them to thrive and
I
help
love
them to
that.
live well organized. And the well is the
Oh,
play
I love
on
the yes.
wellness and well being.
oh, yeah.
Pun
So,
intended.
pun intended.
Okay.
Pun
I
intended.
love
But
it.
that's what I do believe I'm a partner. I don't come in and do anything alone because I don't think it's sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I want people to thrive in their lives and in their
I love
space.
how
So
self-empowering it is,
It is.
right? Because it's like, I'm not coming in to fix you.
No.
I'm coming in to make some suggestions and
yeah,
give you some order that you can then run. And you can
Yes.
absolutely.
continue to develop, right? At your pace, should you choose, or you can reach back out. Sounds
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
And not only that, but it's like your spirit too is very calming and peaceful. And I think people also resonate with that. Like, okay, I feel comfortable. I feel safe. I feel
Mhm.
at peace in your presence,
Well,
if that
thank
makes
you.
sense. And I
Yeah.
think that's a part of it as well.
Yes.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I hope
Absolutely.
for. So thank you. I want people to be. It's to me, I do not take it lightly
Mhm.
that people are allowing me into these like really intimate spaces.
Mhm.
Like I'm literally folding people's drawers. And they're under, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
Oh, wow.
like. I mean, and I thought
Really?
about it recently because I was at this conference where there were psychotherapists, and they were saying like actually organizers are have even more of an intimate space often than therapists
Wow.
Yes.
because
I'm
Yeah.
our
like, you could,
therapists
well, you
aren't in
don't,
our
well,
houses.
you get to tell the therapist your version.
I get
Yeah.
to
The
see it.
organizer gets to see as is,
Firsthand.
current state.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
said it was this, honey, but it's really that.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That is
that's
very
Wow.
intimate.
You
Yeah.
be folding
I fold
drawers.
drawers, y'all. I feel
Oh
like
my
Oh,
nothing is off limits to
wow.
God.
me. I
Oh.
do whatever my clients are needing me to do to help them
Oh.
get. If a lot of people don't want to fold drawers, I'm using that as an extreme version of the symbolism behind how intimate this space is and
Yeah.
how much I don't take it lightly
Mhm.
that people are
And how
trusting
much
me.
of a servant you are when you enter
Mhm.
their space.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, wow,
So
wow.
yeah, but when I was at the conference, they were saying that like your space isn't
Does
gonna
do people ever
lie.
smack your hand? I'd be like, don't touch that.
No, I think by the time I'm in people's homes, they're good. There is certainly hesitation from some people. Like some people, that's why they may choose virtual,
Yeah.
right? Or they may
Mhm.
have a family member who's like, oh, I'm not too ready to have somebody in our home yet, because it is a big decision to have someone. And
Yeah.
so I sign confidentiality agreement as
Nice.
well.
Okay.
So none of my clients are known unless they want to be known. I don't spit a word because it's sacred to me.
Yes,
It
Mhm.
it's
really is, and
sacred.
so I don't take that as like, that's a big deal. But yeah, your space cannot lie. And that's why I'm
No.
really interested in this journey I'm taking with Dr.
Yes.
Knox, because
Yeah.
I think that there's a holistic approach there of really having someone who's been in your space, who can see things and
Mhm.
helping you on that journey. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah.
That is
Wow.
gonna be good. I can't wait to hear the results of that study and what that's gonna look like. That's gonna be huge.
Yes, I will definitely share back.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. No, that's amazing.
All right.
We get to that point
I
of
know, right?
time.
Time flew by
It
today.
flew by. It is time for our to go box.
Mhm.
So, what are we going to take away? I'll start with you, bestie.
Mm. So much on the show, and shout out to the people that were watching live on YouTube. That was new today, so that's exciting. Yay. Hopefully you got something, got a gem from Ashley and the Tailored Life. But I think I'm gonna take away just slowing down, because I am quick. Like if I want it gone, it's gonna be gone. Like I'm not thinking about it, I just need it out. But to kind of, like you said, 5 4 3 2 1, and then kind of release myself into that, because that does happen to me. Like sometimes I'll be so quick to get rid of things, and it's like, oh, I need that, like now I gotta buy it again, and now it might be regular price, and when I got it and it was on sale, so now I'm mad. So yeah, just slowing down, I
Mhm.
think is what I'm taking away.
What are you taking away?
Yeah, so much. So thank you all again for having me because I have my own things I'm processing after this as well. Um, Really just starting from where you are.
Mm.
Life is a journey, it's not a destination. And I always tell my clients that too, right? Of just being in the journey, enjoying each step.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it's just looking at where I am now. I kind of shared some things even transparently that I need to work on in this space, but giving myself grace, being kind to
Yeah.
Amen.
myself in that
Yeah.
journey. So
Amen.
that's where
Yeah.
I am.
I love it.
It's good. All right.
Man, I have a lot to take away, child. Number one, that my mama is crazy. I'm just playing.
No.
No, but seriously, I think that I need to get to the root of some
Mhm.
things. I think
Sure.
that I'm starting to do well with boundaries, at least with clothing, but there's other boundaries that need to be made, like on bracelets, honey. I'm trying to work on that.
Okay.
Only charms, no more bangles, just bracelets, because you can't even wear them all. I can't do it. But I think getting to the root is important so that I
Mhm.
understand the why and the psychology behind it. Because I don't want to pass things on. I don't have children, but if I did, I certainly don't want to pass things on. And I've also noticed that like my brother is compulsive in the way that my mom is. Like when
Okay.
you come in his house, honey, you smell the bleach. And I'm like, are the kids alive? Open the windows. Jesus. Kids, come in, like run out. Tell me if you're alive. Like I gotta check on them.
Aw.
But I also think what you said just about, taking the time to organize because there is a weight that gets lifted and then making that connection with therapy. Because like I said, as a Enneagram 4, one, which one's what they're known for is being like perfectionists, right? So order, don't like chaos, right? And that's kind of how I get out of whatever funk I'm in. So I'm grateful for that. And then also just kind of taking it step by step because I did go by a bunch of other organizers and I'm like, you know what? We gonna take it to the next level. But then I think also just creating funding sources for the things that are not necessities in life. So like I said, if y'all have an idea for this puppy of who's gonna fund him and how, I'm open to that. I'm good on the clothing as far as my own, but if someone has an idea for funding sources for this puppy because he is getting very expensive, I gotta feed this nigga. Like he got a weak stomach.
Yeah.
I gotta cook for him every day. Like it's literally like having a
It's
child.
like having a puppy is absolutely like having a baby. It's
And
so
then,
expensive.
sometimes I see cute stuff and I'm like, oh, we gonna have matching stuff. He has a Harley jacket because why not?
He has a Harley jacket.
Yes, he does. I mean, if you're gonna be my stolen puppy,
My joint custody puppy.
my joint custody
There we
puppy,
go.
you're gonna have a Harley jacket.
There we go.
Funny.
Listen.
That's my love language. When I love people, I give them a Harley jacket.
True. You have
That
something
is-
Harley.
That is actually true.
For sure.
So yes, if anybody, again, if you have any ideas, he may have a YouTube page, a Instagram, a TikTok coming soon because he's
Dang.
getting
Could be
very
an
expensive.
influencer.
Yes.
There we go. That
So
part.
yes, that's what I'm taking away.
All right.
Yes, but I want to thank you for taking the time to come with us in
Yes,
person.
thank you so
And for
much.
not judging our space. We do have a few things out of place. We have some paintings that need to be hung.
yeah.
It's fine, y'all.
The trash needs to be taken out. And I noticed
This
that
whiteboard been down forever.
that white it fell one day. We just never put it
Listen.
back. Yeah. So yes, thanks for coming into our space and not
Yay.
judging
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Yes. So thanks for tuning into Brunch with Besties. Until next time, peace.
Heal.
Heal.
Gotcha.